Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. This morning we head to San Fernando for a bit as we chat about 54 years of Sanfest and 55 years of the San Fernando Arts Council. To do so, I welcome Darren Atz, who's the Vice Chairman and the acting chairman of the San Fernando Arts Council. I also welcome Ms. Katija Ross, who is Miss Sanfest representing Naparima Girls, and Che Nathaniel Knights, Mr. Sanfest of Presentation College. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
How are we doing this morning?
I'm great.
Fine. Lovely. Mr. Atz, I want to start with you this morning. Tell us about the San Fernando Arts Council and the work that you've been doing for the last 55 years. Let me say congratulations on 55 years, because that is a milestone in and of itself for any arts organization.
Correct is right, and actually I wasn't there for all of it.
But I imagine so.
But I can simply say that it's a unique institution. Actually, I can boast to say that it's one of the only institutions in the Caribbean that owns its own home, and it's run by its own or creative organization. So there's not like it's government directed in any way in terms of that. So for the forefathers to be so fortunate and thinking ahead to create an institution, a two-story building holding a last mass where you have theater, arts, performance, and representing all disciplines and that space for over so many years, and bringing forward many, many stars you all celebrate today. Like Marsha Montano to Faye Ali Bokas to Michael Zephyrin, many others, even Nyla Blackburn as well, to come through from that stage. So today we have two budding stars. Tomorrow she may be the biggest actress, and tomorrow he might be the biggest singer on Broadway. So we're here to just expose them in a larger space.
But I want to get into a little bit of the work that you do in the Arts Council, though, because yes, it's nice to be able to say, well, we have people that pass through, but tell me about some of the work that is done inside that process.
The Arts Council operates as an executive board that operates in management of an organization. So it represents all disciplines of the creatives, giving them a space for rehearsals and prepping them for a larger space in terms of performances. What we also done when we realized many years when they didn't have a home, many years when the Naparima Bowl had burned down, they used to have meetings there. And then when they didn't have a home, what they decided to do, they lobbied to get a space, and they acquired a property, Circular 97C, Circular Road in San Fernando, and that became their home. And that became the home of the San Fernando Arts Council. And in that space, we represent dance, art, music, theater, everything you can think about in terms of the disciplines. So for over the years, we've been there honing the craft, developing the crafts in terms of that, teaching, and also in a space you can use for private events, and also to create and develop young promoters, and finding to marry community and society on a larger scale. And one thing we also did was we created the following year, as we opened, we launched, was Sanfest.
Right. So tell us about the intention behind Sanfest from the beginning and what it represents now.
The founder, who would have been Mr. James Liwa, who would have come up with the idea. He was also a teacher at Naparima Girls and Naparima Boys at that time, sorry. And he wanted to also find a platform to also more on the craft from the schools, and it started from a few schools and it expanded to all the schools in Trinidad and Tobago. We've had every single school under the Ministry of Education taking part in the Sanfest over 54 years. So now we're at this stage celebrating these two bright gems on the module of Mr. and Miss Sanfest, but we also have the young star, and we also have the primary school component, and we also have the components of disciplines in terms of PAN, for drama, spoken word, theater, everything you can think about in terms of art and talent we represent under the Sanfest.
Katija, let me jump across to you and ask what, hearing all this legacy, knowing all this legacy, and being Miss Sanfest, what does it mean to you now?
Well, with this title, now, when I got this title, I was amazed. It was a stepping stone for me to push myself forward artistically, further myself in the artistic field of Trinidad and Tobago. And it ultimately means it holds great importance. And I hope that with this title, I could inspire other young creatives to also push forward and not only see it as, or the arts as something to do as a hobby or anything like that, but rather to see it as it's being possible to be actual dream, an actual role, an actual career. It is not them, yes?
What did you present at the Sanfest?
I presented drama. I'm a dramatist since I'm young. I love drama. So I presented drama. I created 2 poems,
Right.
2 monologues specifically, yes, because I love writing. And they were both entitled Stifling Mask, which was a topic on how we mask ourselves every day. We put on different identities and stuff like that, so I really wanted to present that. That was my finals presentation.
Right.
My semi-finals presentation was called A Girl with a Dream. And it was kind of a reflection of me, how I am fighting in Trinidad and Tobago to make my name known. And showing that in this industry, sometimes we falter and we ignore that our kids want to be creative instead of being a doctor or a lawyer. Yes, and we sometimes, because of that, us being ignored all the time, we turn to the foreign countries. So it's a true commentary on that topic, that issue that is very prevalent in our society today. So that's what I presented, yeah.
Very interesting topics. I want to get back to what inspired those topics, but let me jump across to Chain Nathaniel for a bit. What made you decide you wanted to be a part of Sanfest in the first place?
I remember when I had a music teacher, right? So she was the one who would have asked me to do this competition. And when I came into the competition, I was expecting, just kind of like a kind of competition kind of vibe.
A small thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I entered, I also went on the word of most of my friends. The previous Mr. Sanfest of that year in 2022 or so. And I made up my mind that I wanted to enter Mr. and Miss Sanfest specifically.
Why?
The main goal of Sanfest is to grow young talent and also to give them the ability to brand themselves.
Okay.
So it's not just you come, you sing, you do your talent and all that stuff. You are also learning how to talk, how to advertise yourself, and there was even a segment where we had formal wear.
Right.
And that also contributed to our points. So in that case, I thought it was a great opportunity to get to learn how to maneuver the stage, how to advertise myself, how to just brand myself as an artist in
But to present yourself.
Yeah.
What did you do for your performance?
I was singing. So I remember I sang for the semifinals Love on Top by Beyonce.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. And then I sang for the finals Stand Up by Cynthia Erivo.
Nice. And I mean, clearly it went well because here you sit today, Mr. Sanfest. Darren, let me jump back to you and ask about the celebrations for the 55th year. I mean, it's a Jubilee year. What's the plans?
Before I touch on the plans, I want to acknowledge that the Mr. Sanfest, who won in 2023, he unfortunately passed away in title. Mr. Anthony Allen, we always like to bring acknowledgement to him in his passing. And Shaitan Allen was first runner-up, and he now assumed the duties in first runner in the role.
Okay.
It's unfortunate, but he was such a bright, shining star in terms of in school and what activities he wanted to participate in terms of that.
May he rest in peace.
Yes, definitely. And we plan to acknowledge him in every step of this process as we transition to the new winners of the Mr. and Miss Sanfest. But getting to the celebration of our 55th year, we wanted to go into a reflection. We wanted to parallel talking about the past as well as talking about the present. So the theme this year was a journey to legacy.
Right.
So we went back to the people who founded the organizations, who are still alive. Some of the people who are still around, which was Willie Chen, who was one of the great architectures of the building in terms of creating the whole process. James Leroy, Torrance Mohammed, who's no longer with us, people who are still with us. So we had a conversation with some of these people to tell the stories of the past, what it was like in the challenges of appreciation, what we feel talent should really be. Now we understand the importance of Pan. Pan is very much up there and we're thankful for that. But Trinidad and Tobago is representation of multiple cultures, and we as Sanfest continue to represent all disciplines until they all reach the level where Pan is. So we will keep pushing in terms of that 55th year.
What do you think we need to make it go further?
As I'm leaning on Ms. Ross' point, I think our greatest resource is the human resource, and right parallel to that is our natural talent. You don't have to bake this thing in the oven. We are born with this.
We come with it.
We come with it.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, as Devin Stott, when he talked about in terms of removing the the flute, because I know that thing used to collect a lot of saliva in school when I was going to school. And I believe that we should really, when it's an opportunity to really give children, when they're in the primary school, an opportunity to really bombard them with what is our culture. This is who we are. This is what represents us. When we go across the world, we have conversations about it. We close major deals around the world between Kalaloo and Roti. Major deals, sometimes the figures don't add up, but when you don't have a Roti and a solo or a pilau, you seal the deal. And that is
but
our
the problem
culture.
is the figures still don't add up even after that, and that is where the problem really lies.
But the thing about it is that's the passion, and that's the natural aspect of Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago doesn't need, to me, in my view, as we are moving as a nation, we don't always need to be a first world country. We just need to be organically ourselves, understand who we are in the world and global space, and celebrate that. I'm truly loving what I'm hearing from these young stars here. And as I said, what a Heather Headley would have gone out and done, what a Billy Ocean would have gone out and done, they can do it. They can do it.
Most definitely, and we see so many examples of it on the world stage already. Khadija, I want to get back to what you mentioned in terms of, you're a girl with a dream. And when you have that dream and you're looking outside and you want assistance, you want that support, but the only place you seem to find it is abroad. Has that been your actual struggle?
Yes, it has. I think for me personally, ever since I was very young, I'd always look at like TV shows and stuff and see the actors from there, you know? I'd only see that type of culture on the media. And so I had that natural attraction towards that foreign lifestyle, that foreign artistic way of life. And
Do you still have that, or has it?
Definitely not. I've now, because of how I see, I have a whole different perspective on Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, what changed it?
And well, my experiences
In
throughout,
Sanfest?
and people, yes, in Sanfest specifically. Sanfest taught me so much. Oh my gosh. So Sanfest really showed me that arts is so beautiful in our country. And our young creatives don't appreciate that. It's sometimes ignored. And unfortunately, like you see it in our education system, it somewhat goes under the bus. However, it is being grown and appreciated more and more, and it is given more importance over time. And I really, really hope, my dream has changed now, and I really hope I could be one of those individuals to inspire those young individuals and also show to the education system that yes, we could be more important, yes, we could make this a thing, yes, students can study it and get scholarships from it and grow from it and get a career from it. So yes, that is my view.
All right, well, that's one way to look at it. Che, tell me, what do you hope for the arts? I mean, as somebody you're a singer and a performer, what do you hope be able to take it to the next step? What do you think you need to take it to the next step?
Okay, so I grew up with the arts overall in this country. I would hope that it holds more importance in this country. Things like Best Village, Music Festival, all that stuff. You don't exactly hear that in school. So I would like...
As in, you don't hear about Music Festival and Best Village and things in school?
No, Music Festival, Best Village, other than inside of the arts.
Right.
In that art sector. So I would like that with the arts, we can hear more from just outside of being an art student and so forth, a music student. We want more support and more involvement overall, in the whole education system. I would hope that, my biggest hope is that you don't need to look abroad in order to get opportunities.
Well, here's what I want to do this morning. I will leave you all with a challenge, because you all are the future. You all are the ones that are going to make it happen. At the end of the day, people on social media are going to listen to all your more than they're going to listen to me. So if you make it cool, it's going to be cool. End of story. Thank you guys so very much for joining us this morning, and congratulations on your titles. And I look forward to seeing the impact that you have on the arts community in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, thank you so much.
No problem, Mr. Arts. Thank you for your continued work. And to the entire San Fernando Arts Council, congratulations on 55 years. And we look forward to 55 more.
Thank you. Well, I wouldn't be here for that.
We take a quick break and come back with more on the Now Morning Show. Stick around.